Yo, Devy Junkies. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Brandon Lejeune. I am host of the Devy Deep Dive podcast as well as the creator of the Devy Dashboard. And today I want to talk about a player that I'm pretty excited about for this upcoming fall ball. A player who was transferred, has a new opportunity, a guy that flashed his freshman and sophomore year, and somebody I think if they have a good season, they could possibly get some decent draft capital and make it to our dynasty rosters. So today we're going to talk about Mr. Keaontay Ingram of USC on the other side. So why do I want to talk about Keaontay Ingram? Well, it's because, I think the overall thought process in the Devy community is the fact that the 2022 running back class is kind of weak, right? Everyone's focused on 2023, that class, Gibbs and Bigsby and all them is the class to focus on, right? But let's not lose sight of the fact that we've got running backs, man, that are going to be hopefully making it to our dynasty rosters next year, right? So that's the kind of thing that I want to focus on right now. So look, next year, it's without a doubt it's going to be Spiller and Hall. They're going to be the two guys, right? And maybe I'll throw in Eric Gray. He's going to Oklahoma. He's going to have a productive season. So he's probably 1, 2, or 3, in some sort of order. But after that, man, it is wide open, right? So Keaontay Ingram, man, he flashed when he was a freshman and sophomore. And look, he's had his injury concerns, and we're going to talk about that too. And, rightfully so. There's a lot of concern about his game. But we're going to go over the positives and the negatives here shortly. But what I want to do is just go through his stats and refamiliarize yourself with the stats that he was. I mean, he was really productive. He was a good athlete, very productive in high school, broke all kind of awards and stats and stuff like that. So, in 2018 as a freshman, he had 142 attempts, 708 yards, 5 TDs, right? Or I'm sorry, 3 TDs. 2019, 144 attempts, 853 yards, 5.9 average. So he went from a 5 to a 5.9 average with 7 TDs, right? So he showed the jump from freshman to sophomore. Things were heading in the right direction. And until Bijan showed up and derailed, right? We're going to get into that in a second. But, he's also a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield. He had 27 receptions as a freshman, 29 receptions as a sophomore, averaging 6 and 8, respectfully. And even last year, he still had 11 receptions, even with Robinson on the field, and averaged even more at 9.5 yards. So he is an offensive threat out of the backfield, which in any case, if you're a Devy guy, right, and wanting running backs, that's just a feather in your cap if you got a guy who's productive, all right, and a guy who, can catch the ball out of the field, right? That's what we all want. PPR dynasty leagues. We want the guy who can be used in all facets of the running back game, right? So let's talk about some other great stats. Yards after contact, all right? He had 62%, and that's not great. Now, these are 2020 stats, and I didn't go back and put in the 2019 or 18 stats, but I probably should have because they would have been better than this. But a 62% yards after contact isn't a great rate compared to other running backs in the class, all right? And again, as far as breakaway percentage, these are, he had 17% of his yardage last year, were only 17%. So from that standpoint, it probably doesn't look good. I should have put in the 2019 and 18 because, of course, that's when he was productive, right? But in any case, his market share numbers, everything was down. So probably should have done that. But this is what I want to just go from last year. This is what we want to look at. But those numbers would have been a lot better given the stats that you're looking at right now, right? That he would have been much more productive, okay? So let's talk about his positives and his negatives, right? His positives, man. I think he's getting a fresh start at USC, man. Sometimes guys just need a new opportunity. Bijan came to town. You see on the list number 3 here, right? I mean, I got, goodbye Bijan, right? So now he doesn't have that on his back looking that he's like, I'm never going to get on the field. I mean, Bijan is Bijan, right? We don't have to talk about him. But he's getting a fresh start, and he's going to a place where he is going to get an opportunity and a secure workload. I mean, you have Stephen Carr, who has transferred, I believe, to Indiana, who was the second leading rusher last year, and Vava Malalipi. I don't know if I bastardized names. I apologize. He was the leading rusher last year with, I got it right here, 238 yards, averaging 4.4 yards a carry, right? So USC really didn't establish a lot of running game. It was a COVID season. We get it. In years past, they've tried to run the ball, but it was really Slovis and all those pass catchers, right? So I think that there's a good opportunity for Keaontay to really come in and establish himself as the lead guy. So he's got great opportunity and, a secure workload. He's an explosive athlete, man. We're going to look at some film here in a second, some all 22 film and it's going to show, man, the dude's an explosive athlete. He's 6 foot, 222 pounds. So, he's got really good size for a running back. And if I'm going to lean on any kind of running back at a second tier or third tier running back, I'm going to always lean to a guy that has size. I want a guy that has size all the time, versus a guy that's under, 205 or 200. But he's got fresh legs, right? He only got 53 carries last year. So in that aspect, it's like he's got fresh legs. He's ready to go. He's ready to be the guy and carry the rock like he did his sophomore season, especially. And like I said, he's a good receiver. He's got reception upside. And with Slovis, he struggled last year. We all know that. I'm really hoping Slovis turns it around. I really would love to see him with Drake London. News just came out that Jake Smith, is now going there. Taj Washington, another exciting sleeper, in your late C2C rounds. Coming from Memphis, another kind of slot, speedy receiver. But I think Ingram's going to get probably at least 35, 40 balls out of the backfield for a full season. And so that's going to be, like I said earlier, a feather in his cap, right? Catch the ball, man. He's going to have more explosive plays. And he's a damn good pass protector. The film we're going to take a look at here shortly, I really didn't break down any of that, but I can tell you just watching it, the guy can block. So that's just a second feather in his cap, right? That, not only going to catch the freaking ball, now he can actually pass protect and stay on the field. All right. So what are the big negatives, right? The big negative that we're all concerned about is the injury bug. It's like freaking killing me. The guy can play. It's just that he gets nicked up, seems to get these injuries all the time. So again, for me this year, I can't wait. I just want to see, can you stay healthy? Can you just stay on the field is really important for Ingram this year. If he gets nicked up and, he's in and out of the lineup and not productive, I think his draft stock, suffers, right? But let's just say he goes and kills it, right? Over 1,000 yards, 7-8 touchdowns, right? Injury-free, catching 35 balls. 6 foot, 222 pounds. Tell me that doesn't sound like an explosive athlete. That doesn't sound like a guy that could be an early day 3 pick next year, right? So the only other negative really is his lack of production last year, but it was the Bazan show, and the other thing too, I think about Ingram, and I think could possibly have really hurt him. Some guys, the intangibles of running backs, we don't really know of. How smart are they? How sensitive are they, right? And when he had that pass drop in LSU, right, in the end zone, I think that was like a crushing moment for him, and he could have lost his confidence a little bit, and then just it kind of snowballed. So this is like going back to like the fresh start thing, right? Fresh starts are good sometimes. So I'm like super, super excited about Keaontay Ingram. All right, so let's take a look at just his Devy stock, right? Before we're gonna like do the film at the end here, and his Devy stock. So I'm gonna, what you're looking at right now is from my Devy dashboard. This is a player profile that pops up when you click on a player in my dashboard, right? So I got all this information. So right now he's my 20th ranked overall Devy running back right now out of all classes, 2022, 2023, 2024. All right. So you can see I got his Devy ADP in here at 78. So he's around a 6th, 7th round draft pick, all right, in upstart Devy leagues, all right, and C2C leagues. And his trend has been going upward. Ever since he decided to transfer, he has been excited. His stock has been going up, which is good. I got a couple shares, so of course I want to see, I was down below, now I'm back up. I'm excited. So, he's in my top 100 at number 73. And then Corey P is another dashboard contributor. He has him at number 56. So Corey's actually higher than him than I am. Which is actually good news because I respect Corey's opinion, and Corey's going to be joining us on some shows on this dashboard and on this YouTube channel. Great guy. He's actually on some of them already. So, and the other thing is speed, right? We're going to look at his speed. He doesn't have breakaway, blowaway speed, but 4.45 speed at 6'0", 222 pounds ain't too freaking bad. So, he could be testing really well when the combine, hopefully comes back. Well, I'm sure it will next year. I think he should test pretty well. So let's just get to it, man. Let's go to the film room. Let's just dig in and let's see what he looks like on tape. All right, I got some good all-22 film from Ingram's 2019 season. So I wanted to go back to that year because I wanted to show you the explosiveness that he does possess. And, if things all fall right for this year, he could have a very productive season at USC. So let's take a look at some of these plays. Really nice bounce outside. He shows the burst to get around the edge. Nice stiff arm. Accelerates upfield. Again, here he's got really good vision and patience. Okay, he sees the hole here. Good leg drive, 6 foot. Just really takes 3 or 4 guys to get him down. Really nice cutback lane. Sees the outside leverage there by that linebacker. Cuts back inside and then accelerates. Good tackle there by that defensive player. Again, he's going to come through. It's going to nice cut back and accelerate. I love the open vision. Look how that guy misses him and takes a bad angle. His vision to be able to cut back to the right side of the field. And then the acceleration. I mean, the kid's got, like I said, 4.45 speed. He's fast enough. Really, this is one of my favorite plays. Just look at the cutback. Watch this, but watch what he does to this guy. Woof! Look at that jab step. Bang. And then, again, the acceleration. He's not elite speed. He doesn't have elite game-breaking speed, but he's got certainly enough to produce, I believe, at the next level. All right, another really nice cutback. I would have liked to have seen him kind of shake that defender instead of just plowing over him. But again, I just wanted to show you the cutback lane. And then again, this is another really good play. Again, there's this acceleration and his diving at the pylon here and the athleticism for that touchdown. Here, another play, bounces outside. Just wanted to kind of show what a nice cutback there. Number 22 loses it. Again, that vision to see him coming from behind the linebackers and then to make that cut and make a miss. And then, stamples into the end zone. And then again, we talked about, just watch this pass. Watch this reception. I mean, this is a vertical play by a running back. You don't see this very often. I mean, that's good stuff right there. So, I mean, let's just look at that again. I mean, so this is what he brings to the table, right, is the fact that, he can do this. And there he goes. Great adjustment on the ball, for the touchdown. Just an overall really great play. This wraps him up. Pass catcher. Nice jab step. Oof, make that guy miss. Sheds the contact, stiff arms that guy, 3 or 4 guys to take him down. I mean, how good is that, right? And then, again, here he is, and this is the spring game. So this is what he showed at USC already. Look at this, catching the ball out of the backfield and making plays down the field. So I think this kid has all the tools, man. If he can stay healthy, I think he has the ability to really be a riser next year when we come to the draft. So, like I said, I mean, it's kind of like, all right, well, after the top 3 or 4, right, we might find, who's going to be the Javonte Williams next year. I got another guy who I think might be the Javonte Williams, not the Keaontay Ingram. I don't think he's going to go that high, but I got a guy in my next video that I'm going to talk about that I think could be next year's Javonte Williams, a guy that I'm like super excited about. If you follow me on Twitter, you'd already know who it is. But anyway, and if you're a Dashboard member. So thanks for watching, man. If you want to join the Dashboard community, reach out. Email here is in the show notes. And please subscribe. I'm going to do a ton more videos. I got analytic films coming on with my partners at the Dashboard. Lots of good stuff, man. Thanks for watching.